guys. It's Monday, and Monday is oddly like my chill day, or it's the beginning of my chill part of the week. You know, for most people, the weekend is relaxation time. Nay, not with a 9-month-old, no. So that is our like most active couple of days. And Thursday and Friday is when my mother-in-law is here with us, and so I am not like off, you know what I mean? I get my work done in the morning, and then I basically like hang out with them and get him in the pool and get him, you know, do activities with him and stuff like that all day on Thursday and Friday. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when he is in like preschool / daycare, those are my decompression days. So my flowers are quite neglected. I am starting a load of laundry because homie decided that he was going to be super duper cheerful. Good morning, Ollie. Yeah, it's a bunch of laundry. Yeah, he decided that he was gonna drink his whole feed this morning, be in a freaking great mood. And he just gives me this big old smile, rolls over on his belly, and he burps. But when he burps, and I know everybody says this, they're like, oh, he threw up his whole feed. And then people are like, oh, it always looks like a lot more than it is. All over the bedspread, all over the sheets, all over the floor, all over my slippers, everywhere. And it was as it had gone in. It was just like at least 4 ounces of formula. You know, not sick or anything. There was mucus in it. I'm being disgusting, but you know, basically like he has a lot of congestion right now because he's teething, and I think that he's just swallowed a lot of it in his sleep, and it just made him upchuck. I mean, he was in a perfectly good mood after that. He took another feed right afterwards, and it was no big deal, but like, everything can change so quickly with the baby. And yesterday we were just playing on the floor. My mother-in-law got us, I have like something in my eye. Stop it. Yeah, it's a pet hair. Got us a new Love Every subscription box, not spawns, just great. And we opened it and we were playing with it and everything. And I was like showing it to my mom. I was FaceTiming with my mom. And we were talking about how Simon was doing so great sitting up on his own. He was doing so great, and he could prop himself up, and it's like taking a lot of pressure off of us because it's like, oh, he doesn't need help every time he wants to sit up, and he doesn't like get upset and get all like frustrated. And I mean, I was this close to him. You can't predict these things sometimes, and I mean, out of nowhere, he just decides, I forgot everything, and just goes timber, like directly into this corner. Ugh, God, this corner right here. And just kabonk, I mean, right in between his angel kisses. So like he's got this little V right here of angel kisses, and now he's got this perfect bullseye of like a little bonk, a little scratch. And it bled. And I didn't freak out because like, you know, he comes by that crap naturally. Between me and his dad, we just started calling him Crash. You know, it just is what it is at this point. Like when they're teeny tiny little babies and they can't even hold their heads up, like it's very scary. But a 9-month-old like crashing into things, you're like, okay, let's try and mitigate this, but like you can't freak out every time, or you'd be in like full freak out mode literally all the time. So anyway, I'm going to go get myself a cup of coffee and do a little bit of like reading and backlighting apparently. You know, just breathe and begin my morning collecting myself. You know, there's the ebb and the flow, and I need a little bit of me time. They came and fenced our pool in. It's a movable fence, but it's very safe when it's in the ground, which is a relief to just about every mother in my life. My mom, my mother-in-law, my friends who are mothers, they're just like, drowning is fast and silent. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like they've all been losing sleep ever since we even talked about buying a house with a pool. And so, you know, it's not as like, I don't know, visually appealing because it doesn't look like we just have this sort of freestanding body of water in our backyard. It's very obvious now, but it's just so, it's so much peace of mind knowing that like when he does start waddling around, and my husband or I accidentally leave a door open or something, like he's not going to just fall in the pool. So, you know, you have to plan for those contingencies. You always think that you're going to have like the best intentions at heart, but the truth is like shit happens. So, and it's just in time for the 4th of July. Those of you in not the United States, it's our Independence Day, and we are having a lot of family over on Sunday for it. So all vaccinated, all safe. Okay, I'm gonna stop jabbering and just get with my morningness. Come back! Where did you go? There you are! Look, that's a pregnant kitty. She can run, but she's got a belly full of kittens, you sweet thing. I'm so sorry, you're gonna have a whole mess on your hands soon. Sweet girl. So, I had a wild hair. It is 12:08 and I was putting my video up this morning and I was scrolling through Instagram and there was an ad for an exhibit that looks a lot like Meow Wolf. It's just very like immersive, and it actually has augmented reality as part of it, and it's all about like conservation, and it's in the city. And I looked at tickets because I was like, what a cool thing to do, you know, as like going and just taking in some art. I wonder when I could go. And there was a ticket for, there were several tickets for like today. And I didn't know how to get into the city or anything from where we are. I know there's a station really close to us and everything, but I like didn't know exactly how to go about it. So I just texted Mike, who was literally in the next room, but it's easier to text him because he's like on calls all day. And I was like, I want to do this. And he was like, do it. And I was like, I could go into the city today. And he's like, do it. And I was like, I won't be back in time to pick Simon up from daycare. And he's like, I got it. No big deal. So that is my lovely, supportive husband. That does not mean, however, that I am not an anxious, guilty wreck right now thinking about what a bad mom I am because I won't be there in time to pick him up. I'll get there like, you know, 30 minutes after he gets home or something like that. But like, of course I'm crazy, and I'm just, you know, I think that if I'm not able to do everything on my own, even if I have to ask for help, then I'm inadequate. You know, like letting someone help me if I could do it is one thing, but actually needing other people is really, really hard for me. And I just have to tell myself that like, I am allowed to do things that are different, and that I can like break my routine sometimes, and that there is value to that in like broadening my world and introducing, like creating space for like new experiences. So the train is supposed to get here in a few minutes, and this will be my first time going into the city ever by myself, which is interesting. Like, I've been to New York City before, but I've never like done it alone. And it'll be weird because I'll only be there for a few hours and then I'll hop a train and come back home. And it's a long train ride. So like, you know, I brought my iPad because it's an augmented reality thing, but also because it has lots of books on it. Brought my charger, brought my camera, brought a snack, you know, kind of thing, and a mask and stuff, because I'm pretty sure you still have to wear a mask on the train. And earlier, I thought I could just walk up here, and which I can walk here from my house, but I thought that the train was gonna be a lot more often. It's only like a couple, maybe like 5 or 6 times a day, and the next one wasn't for like an hour and a half, and I was like, I'm not just gonna sit here for an hour and a half. So it's hot, and I walked back home, and I changed clothes, and drove here, because there's like free parking for commuters and everything. So that's what I'm doing today. So I'm going to be showing you guys something besides pool views. And hopefully all goes well. It all seems very abstract at the moment. buddy. Wow. Wow, am I happy to see you. How are ya? Good? We went for a walk. Oh, I mean, already went for it. And then I fed you. Okay, first of all, I just want to start by saying I recognize that I created a worst case scenario for myself, okay? I recognize that. I went last minute. I could have taken an earlier train. I could have not gone on the hottest day of the year. I also, and this is something that you can't account for, you just have to do it, I don't know where the heck I'm going. You know what I mean? So like I had to go and do the trains by myself in order to learn the trains, or I was always going to rely on whoever I was with. It's something that I needed to do for the first time by myself to like understand how it works, but it was insanely hard and so time sensitive. And as I was scooting to what I thought was going to be like a perfect window for me to get on this one train back to New Jersey, I got a phone call from the daycare. Lovely, lovely daycare guy on the other end. He's like, Kackie? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, so Simon used a shelf to pull himself up. And he stood up. And then he fell. And he cut himself right over his eyebrow, and he probably needs stitches. And I'm like, I'm in the city? Let me call my husband? And then I'm trying to get a hold of Mike, but like Mike's on calls and stuff, and so it's like, you know, a little bit of time before he can answer his phone. And not necessarily like he's ignoring my calls, but like he just didn't see it. And so it was like maybe like 5 minutes later, and by then I am like apoplectic. 5 minutes felt like an eternity, because I was also trying to find Penn Station in 100-degree heat and people everywhere, and just, you know, Herald Square. Just, I am completely out of my element, right? And I missed the train. And Mike had to drop everything and go and take little man to the emergency room. I had to call the doctor and make sure that we were going to the right place, because they don't do sutures at my doctor's office, but he ended up only getting super glue, which is great. And he can go back to daycare tomorrow and everything like that. And we're just starting to call him Crash. Like, that's just his name because it's just the thing that he does. And we are not surprised in any way because he gets it from both sides. Like my mother-in-law goes, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I said, in either direction. And of course he has already now twice in 3 days hurt himself. So I showed you guys the bookcase this morning. Now, apparently bookcases are kind of his thing, and he has gashed his adorable little eyebrow. So he's looking like a little tiny MMA fighter right now. And that was my day. What a long day. You know, yes, again, I recognize that I gave myself a worst case scenario. Sweetheart, it's okay. Daddy will be home really, really soon, I promise. But even on the most beautiful day, even getting an early start, even under the most ideal of circumstances, and if I had known everything that I already knew and exactly how to get where I was going, I am so glad that this is my home and that New York City is not my home. I don't know whether I'm too old for that or whether I'm not cut out for it, like, you know, the cloth from whence I came, but I do know, obviously, that it's for a lot of people, because a lot of people live there and they prefer it. They like it that way. And all I have to say to them is, y'all can have it. That is so impressive that anyone can function under those circumstances, because it is a fracas. It is just absolute melee. Like, people just walk at you on the sidewalk and they're not going to make room for you. No, you are scurrying around trying to keep your shoes on. So I was that person in New York City, just trying to act like I knew what I was doing. But like, I swear I'm better at acting like I know what I'm doing in a foreign country than New York City. You know, I can get around Amsterdam better than that. So that's my New York City rant. That might have been all the energy I have left, because I have eaten my breakfast and 2 clementines today, mandarin oranges, whatever, because I thought that I was gonna have time to get something to eat in the city, and I just didn't. Mike's on his way home with Simon right now with his little glued together forehead, and I'm just gonna safely kiss him all over, but first I'm going to go shower the city off of my body so that I don't give everyone my germs. Not that people in the city are germy, I just feel gross. I wore flip-flops all day, you know what I mean? It's a lot. I've been on a lot of trains. Also, my train died. That was fun on the way there. I changed trains without a ticket. I was just like, hey, can I get on this train? I was just talking to Kackie about it actually, and she was like, I walked outside for 10 minutes today, and I was like, I'm never walking anywhere again.
Hey there, tough guy. Congrats on your first stitches. Nice work.
Because it's just so sweaty, and I was like, yeah, I did a lot today, and it made me want to never do anything again too. So anyway, that's my story. I'm gonna go wash myself. Good morning, it's Tuesday. Mike just took the gremlin to daycare. He has a little Band-Aid glue thing on his eyebrow, and he still won't stop literally, like, intentionally banging his head into things. And so out of desperation last night, kind of joke turned into reality, I found myself on Amazon ordering a baby helmet. Basically just this like foam head thing, you know, and I was just like, yep, this is gonna help me sleep at night. Maid service comes today, thank God. This place is so cruddy. And I am eager, actually, to get to work today, which is really nice. Not that I don't like work, but because I spent yesterday in the city, I am feeling like more than inspired. Is it that you want to come in or you want me to come out? I think he wants me to come out. Hello. There we go. Yeah, it's 7:51 a.m. and I am feeling like really not just motivated but also incredibly grateful for the simplicity of my life and for how well my life fits my needs right now. It is always a practice of mine to be grateful, but there's nothing like getting outside of your comfort zone and outside of your element and then returning, especially when your Mars is in Taurus, to your comfort zone to make you really, really like extra instantly grateful for your comfort zone. So that's where I'm at today. But I'm very, very grateful for my job right now. Like, I'm just so grateful for the flexibility of all of it. Wow, the water is really warm today. I'm gonna have to go for a swim later. Just so utterly, utterly grateful, overwhelmed with gratitude today because my normal seems like extra wonderful. I think that was what yesterday did for me. Sorry, Purr Monster. I can't open the door right now. There's someone residing on the handle. You're so pretty. Oh, it's so fuzzy. You're so fuzzy. Look how fuzzy he is. What a good chonk. Chonky moth. Chonky, chonky moth. So, it's around 8:45 and I'm gonna go ahead and get my yoga in because I need to stay out of the house while it's being cleaned. Y'all wanna watch a little bit of yoga? That was one of the harder yoga routines that I've done in a long time. And it wasn't even like that fancy, you know, as far as just like parlor tricks, you know what I'm talking about. Things that are impressive. It was just hard. It was just like a lot of hard holds and a lot of hard balance poses. And it's harder when you do it anywhere you're gonna be sweaty. I was like slipping all over the place, but I feel awesome. And then I went for a little dip. The water is ideal. And I'm about to take a shower and just get to work. So Oh, and I also wanted to talk about the the whole reason that I went to the city yesterday, which was that exhibit. It was really cool. It was kind of really awesome in this respect that it was targeted towards kids, but also was appealing to adults, because I remember a lot of like being taught like conservation when I was in preschool and elementary school, and a lot of that stuff stuck with me. Like the art was what I was there for, like the sculptures and the installations and everything. I still learned something, and a lot of the messaging was very much targeted in like easy to digest bites of information for kids, and I feel like it was in a really good delivery system for them to stay interested and curious, and also take away some really good information about the fact that the world is burning. The environment is in need of a generation that actually gives a crap, even though, you know, the previous generations have made it very uncool to give a crap. It's really up to us to make it cool. Make caring cool, guys. All right, I'm gonna get clean.